Welcome to the Random Car Channel. We're back in the garage to work on the Mercedes GLA45 AMG. We're going to be doing the rear pads and rotors. I'm not doing the front because they are still good. I'll make another video on the front brake job, but it's going to be essentially the same as the rear brakes. Okay, so let's get started. First step is getting the car up, which I already have up. Next, I'll take the wheels off, and then we'll take a look at the brakes. Okay, so we got the wheels off. So I'm gonna be changing both the rotor and the brake pads. So I'm gonna get down to the rotors and get this off the car. So first step, I'm gonna remove the caliper and the caliper bracket here. So to remove this caliper, there are two bolts. There's a 13mm bolt up here, and as you're unbolting this 13mm bolt, you may have to hold this other bolt on the other end here, or this nut here. And there's the same thing down here. Again, 13mm bolt and a little nut that may turn while you're trying to unbolt it. So that should get your caliper off. So let's do that first. Okay, so I can't pull the caliper off. I believe it's because the parking brake is on, so I'll release the parking brake. Okay, parking brake released. So now let's pull the caliper off. Okay, so before I pull off the caliper, I'm gonna release these wires here, the sensor wires, so I won't be yanking them off the car. So pop that off the bracket. And let's see. Okay, so I unplugged this sensor here and popped them off the bracket. So now the caliper is free and not stuck to these wires. Alright, so let's pull off the caliper. Okay, so next, caliper is sitting up here. Don't let it hang by the hose. So next I'll just pop out the brake pads here. Okay, so here's the old one next to the new one. As you can see, I had very little pad left here, and here's plenty of pad. Alright, so next step is to get to the rotor. Okay, let's take the caliper bracket off. Okay, so to get the caliper bracket off, there are two bolts in the back. There's one bolt up here. And okay, and the second one is back in the hub here. So you could tell the top one's here, the bracket goes back here, so it goes right back there. Yep. Okay, so get a 14mm wrench, take out that one bolt and this one. Do not take this one out. Alright, so next we take off this bolt here. This bolt right here. I don't know what it's called. But it's like a little 6-point star type tool. And this is called a T30. So remove that bolt and the disc should come off. Okay, so got the old rotor, new rotor. Usually I change the rotor every other pad change, but this time, you know, there's a little bit of lip. So this car has about 45,000 miles roughly, and you know, this rotor has a little lip and there's a lot of grooving going on. So I decided might as well just change the rotors. Yeah, and you could tell the new one is just, of course, new. All right, so next step is just do everything in reverse. Let's do it. Okay, so don't forget to put in some fresh clips into the caliper bracket. Just pop out the old clip and put in the new one. I'm also going to give it a blast of brake cleaner, just to clean this up a little bit. So let's put the bracket on. So I don't know the exact torque specs for the caliper mount, but it was really tight. So a lot of caliper mounts are around 90 to 100 foot-pounds. I'm going to just torque this to 90 foot-pounds. If you know the real torque, go ahead and put that in the comments below. Or if I find out, I'll put it in the description section below. We need to retract the brake pads in the rear. So what I do is, let's go to the, okay, so let's turn on the accessories and make sure, let's clear out that. Then we go to the trip menu. So we're here at the trip menu and we're going to hold down the call and the OK button at the same time. And let's see if we can get that. Let's get the trip menu up. Trip. Hold down call and OK button. And wait. And there you go. So switch it to pad replacement. Press OK. To move fitting position. OK. Oh. To try again. OK. Oh, you know what? I unplugged the caliper, so let's go fix that. All right, so accessory position, trip, press OK, and the call button, hold. All right, go to pad replacement, press OK, OK, and you can hear something happening. Okay, so the brakes just did something fancy. I don't know what it did, but I guess retracted some. But definitely not enough to fit back on. So we're gonna have to compress that. Okay, so to compress the caliper, ideally you'll have a caliper compressing tool of some sort. I don't have one, so I'm gonna be doing it sort of the ghetto method. So I would be taking an old brake pad. I'm gonna pair up a couple old brake pads, put in a breaker bar right in the middle, and just slowly compress it by just pulling and pushing it back and forth until it's compressed. All right. All right, so caliper's compressed. I'm able to get it back on. Now put the bolts back on. Okay, don't forget to put the sensors back in the little brackets and plug it in. Alright, so that's it. Make sure all the bolts are tight. So there are four bolts, right? So the caliper bracket to the hub, make sure that's tight, about 90 foot-pounds. The caliper to the caliper bracket, I think it was around 20 to 30 foot-pounds, something tight enough. And that's it. Put the wheel on and torque that down 90 foot-pounds, and you're all set to go. All right, so oh yeah, well, there's the other side, but I'm not going to record that just because it's all the same. So okay, so that was the rear brake change for a Mercedes-Benz GLA45. This should be the same for the CLA45 since the two cars are very similar underneath. Alright, so thanks for watching. Please click like, subscribe, put any questions down in the comment section below, and good luck on your next project.